Hofheinz family for what they have done. For your love and affection and support for this university. It has meant a lot to us, and thank you for continuing to do so. I also want to thank all of those people on whose shoulders we stand today as a strong basketball program. Our history has been there, all of those fantastic players, the coaches, also the donors like John S'mores, and also all of those people who have helped build this athletic program into a national competitive program today, like Yokobitis and TDECU. We all are together part of a village. It does take a village to build an excellent program here. I want to thank the athletics staff. I'm happy to see our players here. The women players and the men players, you're the reason why we're here, and you are our future. So I arrived here in 2008, and since that time, my vision, passion, and drive has been same as yours, and has been same as Houston's, and that is we need to have a nationally competitive university right here at the University of Houston. And when I talk about nationally competitive from day one, I have always said it doesn't mean just the nationally competitive in research and academics, it also means nationally competitive in athletics. I understand, just the same way as you understand, the interconnectedness between athletics and academics. Both complement one another, both should complement one another, and both should support one another. And carrying that vision are our absolutely wonderful Board of Regents here, and I would like to recognize our Board of Regents who are present today, right now, so please give them a hand. So we have today this major gift, probably one of the biggest athletic gifts from single benefactor, and that gift has come to us from somebody who is equally dynamic as his gift is dynamic and transformational. Now for 7 years, I have watched him on our Board of Regents, and for 2 years as our Board of Regents chair. I can tell you he's a self-made man, a billionaire, an entrepreneur, but above all of this thing, he is absolutely the most caring individual. He cares for our students, he has cared for everybody in the university, he has cared for this university, he continues to carry our flag, and he has passion for this university's future. So today, with all of the gratitude in our heart, we welcome our Board of Regents Chair, Tillman Ferttita, to the podium. Please give a big hand.
First, I was anxious to get up here, and I said, I'm going to have an AD introduce me and not a president. One that I didn't even want to interview. That's what's so amazing. I've got to tell you all this story, and I hope you don't mind, but I was looking for our new athletic director, and we had gone through 6 or 8, and we decided to give this last guy a courtesy interview. I said, why am I even wasting the time? And you know who that courtesy interview was? Hunter. I can tell you guys, gosh darn, I'm in Houston, I don't have to say you guys, it's y'all. I can tell y'all that, we had the best candidates as the new athletic director. Everybody wanted this job. And we interviewed Hunter, and Hunter was so far above everybody else that we interviewed. And we interviewed a lot of experienced people who had great track records, and when it was over, I looked at my group and I said, he's our guy. Am I right, Spencer? And so congratulations. President Couture, who we all know, what a great leader. Coach Sampson, 22 wins. What can I say? This is an exciting day, and I'm sitting out there, I'm looking at the basketball team and men's and women's. And you got to remember, I was just like you guys not that many years ago. I was I saw the Eagles there too. I missed Prince, I remember going to Hofheinz Pavilion to the basketball games, being in high school, junior high school, and just think, gosh, what an unbelievable facility this was. And you go back in time 45 years ago, and that's how long ago it was, so that tells you how old I was. I am now, we were so far above with that facility than anybody else 45 years ago. And I remember going to it, and it was so special to me because not only was it a great facility, but it was Hofheinz Pavilion. And you got to remember, when I'm growing up, there was a person in this town that was more special than anybody else, and that was Roy Hofheinz. And if anybody today even asked me who was your mentor, who did you ever look up to? And for so long I said, not really anybody. But in the last few years, last 10 years, I started thinking about who had an impact on me, and that was Roy Hofheinz. And when you think about what he accomplished, because I'm so into conventioneers and tourism, that he changed this city. When you think about somebody thinking, I'm going to go build a dome stadium, everybody forgets when you go back 50 years ago, 55 years ago, and you start thinking about, and I'm going to have a baseball team in it, I'm going to bring Ringling Brothers, Borneman Bailey Circus, and I'm going to own it, and then I'm going to build the first big amusement park in Houston, Texas, Astro World, and I'm going to build this resort with all these hotels. Nobody in Houston had ever thought of Houston as a tourism city until Roy Hofheinz came along. So what an honor this is for me today to be able to take this facility and take it to the next level. When there was somebody that when I was 8, 10, 11 years old and had such an impact on me. I can remember in his later years, Fred and Deanie, that I was in Astro World, and I think he had a stroke, he was in a wheelchair, and I can remember just sitting there, he loved to be pushed around Astro World in his later years, and just sitting there and looking at him, I said, God almighty, what a remarkable man, and I'm able to sit here and look at him. And I was too scared to go up there and talk to him, because he would say, who are you? So I hope he's hearing that today, because if there was ever a mentor to me, and the most special thing about this is that I get to follow him. And I just want all of y'all to know that. So. Fred, Deanie, John, thank y'all for helping us put this whole thing together. Couldn't have done it without you. And once again, I just thank you, Donna, you too, for all of us, a couple of meetings, and it just went so well. And it was Fred. You got to remember, Fred was the mayor of our city. Once again, I think I was in high school at the time, and to get to know you a little bit better, Fred, it was just such a pleasure. Thank you very, very, very much. So, special day. Just can't tell you enough how exciting this is to take our basketball team and help take it to the next level, where people are going to come in and say, gosh, what a great facility. Hunter and the architects and everybody's working on an unbelievable facility. And I think, once again, I think what people are going to see for those concerts that are in the 6,000 to 8,000 range, this is going to be a happening place on our campus again. Because I can remember coming to every concert, this is where it was. I think today, in the next few years, you'll start seeing 70, 80 events in this new facility because of how great it's going to be and how modern it's going to be. And we remember, we're in Houston, Texas. We get the opportunity to bring so many people here that other smaller college cities don't get to do. And that's one of the special things for you students about being at the University of Houston, because you are in a big city. You're not just in another little college town. You get this great college life, but you get everything that gets to go with it. So I just want to thank everybody. It's a great day for me. Thank you, my Board of Regents. Gosh, I know so many of you guys out there for so long. And it's just a great day, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. Thank you very, very, very much.
Chairman Ferttita, thank you once again. It's now my pleasure to introduce, entering his third season as our head men's basketball coach, Coach Kelvin Sampson.
Thank you, Hunter. I sat in on a lot of those interviews with Tillman and kind of got to know him a little bit, just observing him. There's three things that I observed and came away with these observations. One, he sets high standards for himself and those around him. Two, he creates unbelievable expectations for people that are around him and the people that he works with and people that work for him. And then the third thing, and I think this is what sets leaders apart, he holds people accountable. A lot of people can lead, a lot of people can have expectations, a lot of people can set standards. The thing that separates Tillman, the thing that gives him his greatness is his ability to hold people accountable. And I think that's what great leaders do. On behalf of the women's program, the men's program, Coach Huey, his staff, our staff, what this does for us, it creates an unbelievable competitive advantage. The first thing we do when we recruit a student athlete, and you always think forward and then backwards. When you think forward, as soon as a young man either drives into our campus or we pick him up from the airport, we bring him on campus, what's the first thing you show him? You show him the arena that he's going to play in. And you want to see the excitement on him and her and their parents' faces and sharing the excitement with them. With the Ferttita Center, we can't wait. Matter of fact, we may be dragging them, opening their car door before the doggone car stops just to put them in there as quickly as we can. But you know, winning is important. Winning the right way is more important. With the Guy V. Lewis Development Center, the Ferttita Center, now we have a chance. Now we can stand shoulder to shoulder with the Giants and expect to compete. You know, one of the things that I've really admired about President Couture is she wants to win. She wants to win in everything. She wants to win in chemistry. She wants to win at Bauer. She wants to win with the Regents. She wants the basketball team to win. If we play the Lakers tomorrow, well, maybe not the Lakers, maybe. If we were playing Golden State next week and we lost, she want to know, why didn't we win that game? But the great thing about being around greatness is the standards, the expectations, and the accountability. The excitement on this campus right now is palpable. I mean, it is. When you walk around this campus, you can feel it. I'm really looking forward, and I think I speak for Coach Huey when I say this, when we walk down that tunnel and the first ball is tossed up in the air and the game starts at that new Ferttita Center, that's something that we're going to be really excited about. So to Tillman, his family, can't say thank you enough. Huge appreciation to the Hofheinz family. Thank you for providing so many great thrills over the years. Hofheinz Pavilion will always be a landmark and legendary in itself. We appreciate that. We're really looking forward to the future. Now, if I could have Fred and Tillman come up, I have a special presentation.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'll open up to questions from the media, please. Please raise your hand. We'll bring a microphone to you.
Go ahead, Mark.
Tillman, you've been involved in a lot of very large things in your life. Where does this one stack up?
It's back. No, it's an honor because you got to remember, I was just like these young athletes today, except I wasn't an athlete, but to be a part of the next generation of University of Houston, when being here and hanging out here and coming to the concerts here and supporting events at Hofheinz Pavilion, to be able to take it to the next level is extremely, extremely special to me. And it's just a special day to be a part and help take University of Houston to the next level and give us that facility, like Coach says, that athletes are going to really want to play at. So if I could just help a little part to make us very special and to be able to watch Baylor and Texas Tech come play here once a year, sure would be exciting.
How important is this to Big 12 being and that kind of thing? I know maybe you can't officially talk about it on the phone, maybe you could, and talk about
Well, you know, our facility, this facility piece, we've got $275 million of facility projects that began with TDCU Stadium and will end with the football operations building in 2020. That is on our books to help position us to compete nationally for championships. That's whether we're a member of the American Athletic Conference or a member of the Big 12 Conference. You know, one of the things we don't want to be fighting an uphill battle. If we were ever able to get an invitation to the Big 12, and a renovation to our basketball facility does just that for us. It allows us to stay ahead of our competitors the same way the Guy Lewis Development Facility has. So it's a major piece to the puzzle regardless of our conference affiliation.
Totally 100%. One of the things they're going to look at is our facilities. And we have a great football stadium. Our football stadium is fun. And I think our basketball facility now is something that we cannot be penalized because we don't have the right two facilities. And I think it's a huge step. And if we wouldn't have done something like this, it could have definitely hurt us.
Hunter, since the initial kind of announcement and plans of what you intended to do with the plaza and stuff came out, can you kind of take us through, has there been any changes or just all of the renderings kind of give us an idea of what's in store for the exterior part of the arena?
Are you going to hold me to this, Joseph?
No.
Okay, because I wanted to be clear that everything is a rendering and we're in the schematic design phase of this facility, but obviously one of the things we want to do is pay tribute to Judge Roy Hofheinz and the Hofheinz family and the tradition of Hofheinz Pavilion. And there will be a plaza named after the Hofheinz family that will have a statue of Roy. You see it here in one of the renderings on the Holman, which will soon be the Hofheinz Plaza side of the facility. That will be outside of our VIP entrance. Does that answer your question?
Mr. Hofheinz, how do you feel about this announcement?
Obviously, we feel very good about it. The Hofheinz family is extremely proud of their relationship with the university. We're proud of what our mother and father did for the university. We were proud particularly that their name was on that building for 46 years. It's a long time. The times have changed. We realize that. And we know that if our father were alive today, that he would be supportive of this project with great enthusiasm. He was a great booster of the university. We know he would agree that the name change would be necessary to bring the university to the next level of excellence, the kind of excellence that we all expect. And of course, we're very grateful to Tillman. We congratulate him on his generosity, his commitment. And we think it's real significant that the name of one great Houston entrepreneur, Roy Hofheinz, is going to be replaced by another great Houston entrepreneur, Tillman Ferttita. And I would say also that I think it's important to Houston that the name on this building continues to be a Houstonian, an individual. And so many of the naming rights around this country go to corporations and institutions that are cold and impersonal. Tillman Ferttita will be a part of this university community for many years to come. He's got a long way to live, and his name will be on that building for a long time. And I would say thank you to the university for constructing this building, for visualizing this, the renovation. This is going to be a new building. This isn't going to be the old building. They're going to start almost from new. And it will be an extremely important contribution to Houston, not just to the university. Students out here are going to come to Tillman Center for many years to come. Houstonians all over town are going to be using this for their graduations, for their concerts, etc. It's a great thing for Houston, not just for the university. And finally, I would say, you asked my response, we're grateful that the university figured out a way to honor Roy Hofheinz for his contributions. That plaza and the statue that they're going to build next to the arena is a very great gift to my family. The renaming of Bowman Street, the taking of this collection, this memorabilia, and this papers, as they say, into their fold here to analyze it and hold it over the years for history. That's very important to us. That statue out there is a great gift to the family. I told my wife that I think that they're probably not going to be able to guarantee me that the pigeons will stay away from it. But anybody who knew the power of my father's personality knows those pigeons wouldn't dare. I'm thankful to you, Chancellor. I'm thankful to you, administration here at the university for this. The Hofheinz family stands firmly behind it, and I guess what we have to say in the end is go Cougs.
Hunter, talk about if you all have already worked out the logistics, how much time from the day that the shovel goes into the ground to the day that the team will be back on campus, and where will you all play in between?
In an ideal world, we'll start the renovation as soon as the 2016-2017 season is complete, so sometime mid to late March. And then my folks over in facilities and planning are probably ready to gong me out on this, right, Trent? It's roughly a project that will take us through the early part of the fall of 2018, so sometime in the fall to begin, or shortly after the beginning of the 18-19 season, we will be in that facility. Coach Sampson has arranged a home-and-home with Arkansas. We will play there this year, and our hope is that this arena is ready and we can schedule the Arkansas game as, if not the opening game, one of the opening games in the Ferttita Center to start off the 2018-19 season. Is that okay, Trent? Okay, just want to make sure.
Hunter, I'm guessing this goes into that $60 million you guys talked about earlier. So where are you guys at with raising the rest of that money for this time?
We're not to the finish line yet. We still have 7 figures plus to raise, but we're where we need to be at this point in time to keep this project moving forward.
Kelvin, you were adamant when you got here, something needed to be done. If you were going to come here, something needed to be done about facilities. You never backed off from that. Some people question, whoa, what's the deal with the new coach here? How satisfying is it now to see what's being done here with the program?
I think what's more satisfying is there was other people were just as adamant as we were. Hunter, he gets it. We've said many times that coaches' jobs is to win games. Administration's jobs is to win championships, and we have a championship administration. From our chairman of our board of regents is Tillman Ferttita. You've heard President Couture. You heard what Tillman said about Hunter. We're all in concert here. We're not interested in just winning games. We want to win championships. And if you want to compete at the highest level, it starts with your student athletes, and it's all about recruiting the best character kids, the best talented kids, and putting them in the right facilities to compete. So the Guy V. Lewis Development Center was a huge step for us. But now the crown jewel will be the Ferttita Center.
Tillman and Dr. Couture, what's next in the Big 12 pursuit, and do you hope to potentially have an answer in the next 2-3 months?
Okay, so let me take that one. I think for 8 years, 9 years, what we have done is really have just continued our pursuit for excellence. Whatever name you give it, it doesn't matter, and we'll continue to march toward that destination. We want for our athletes, you take a look at the athletes who are sitting here and see in their eyes, see the dream that they have. They want to play on the national stage. They want to win national championships. They have the talent. And we will do everything possible to make sure our student athletes are successful academically, but they also athletically, they do have that opportunity that any other student athlete in anywhere else in the country has. So we'll build this program and we'll continue to build athletics. I'm very committed to it.
That was a good political answer. We're doing everything we can do. They have a timeline, and we think in the next 60, 90 days it will all be over, and hopefully University of Houston will be in the Big 12. But it really has nothing to do with this university winning championships. Either one of these two basketball teams out here can win the NCAA tournament. It doesn't matter what conference you're in. And if the Houston Cougar football team goes 12-0 this year, they'll be one of the 4 finals playing in the semifinals for the national championship. The name of the game is winning. Sure, do you get a little bit more money to run your program? Yes. It doesn't stop you from winning championships. Not winning championships, we're not going to use that as an excuse.
We have time for one more question. Joseph Duarte, please.
Tillman, just to piggyback off the last Big 12 question, you've seen some of the things out there, some of the support publicly the school has received, particularly from Austin and from Lubbock. Do you get a sense, or what's your take on, is there enough support there from the other remaining institutions in regards to the University of Houston's candidacy?
I think there's a whole lot of support out there from university presidents, athletic directors, and from the media out there, and from student bodies, and from alumni from lots of different schools that are in the Big 12. But there's 10 presidents that are going to walk into a room and vote, and if we don't have 8 of them, we don't get there. And I'll say it again, not only is this a great university with great athletic tradition, we're a Phi Beta Kappa school today, we're a Tier 1 school today, there's great leadership from the top all the way down, and not only are we a great university, we're in the 4th largest city in the United States, which is one of the most dynamic cities in this country and not this world. So I just don't see how you can't say Houston when it's all over with.
Thank you all very much.